It's honestly crazy to admit, but I have over 100 books on my TBR, and of those, I've hand-selected 6 that I must read before 2026. I refuse to drag these books with me into the new year, so I have come up with a challenge for myself. 6 books, 1 month, no excuses. Here are the rules. Rule number 1, no switching books. These 6 must stay locked in. Rule number 2, prioritize reading over screen time. And rule number 3, give an honest book review. If you want to see whether I pull this off, make sure you subscribe so you stay up to date with the latest videos. Alright, that's enough talking. Let's get into this list by starting off with the first book that I've been procrastinating on the longest, and that is The Reformatory by Jaylenepryorreads. The Reformatory is a historical horror novel inspired by the real-life story of Dozier School of Boys in Florida. It blends the supernatural elements with the very real terror of Jim Crow era. This story follows a young black boy by the name of Robbie who is sent to a reformatory school because he has committed a minor offense. But once he gets to that school, he realizes the true terror is not because of the staff. The best part is that there's ghosts, secrets, and generational trauma that are woven into this story that'll give you a slow-burning atmospheric narrative. Many of my mutuals on social media have been ranting and raving about this book all year long, and I'm so mad at myself for waiting this long to starting to read it, but it's never too late. I definitely know this book will get me emotional because of the raw emotions and the powerful history that will be invoked from me. Of course, it's to be expected that I'll be reading incredible writing with wonderful storytelling that will not make me want to put this book down. Still by Karaya Cash follows Layla and DeAndre, whose once deep bond was destroyed by a painful revelation that drove them apart. After an entire decade, a life-altering event forced them to come back together and made them confront one another as to why their friendship fell apart in the first place, open up old wounds, and get down to the bottom of it. As they navigate forgiveness, they have to decide whether this connection is worth rebuilding or if too much time has passed and the hurt is too deep. I am personally a part of Korea's art team, so I have had the privilege of reading a few of her novels earlier than the release date, and I can say that I am in love with her writing through and through. I can say that her writing is simplistic, but it still gives you the depth and the yearning that you need from the characters in order to fall in love with her books. Her writing has always been lyrical, so I expect that from this book, and I can't wait to fall in love with these characters and find out what this life-altering event was. And fingers crossed, I hope they come back together at the end. Can I just say it's sad that I think this is the first romance book that I have read all year? Hopefully it's reminiscent of Love and Basketball, because the next book on the list is Defensive Stance by Kasha Thompson, and it is book 1 in the Las Vegas Ramblers series. Veteran basketball player Dion is on the brink of losing his career after an explosive encounter with a fan, forcing him to go to anger management class. While struggling with a bad attitude and a declining performance in career, he must prove that he can change or risk early retirement or even being traded. On the other hand, you have a single mother, Sloane, who ends up in the same exact anger management class after a fight gone wrong. After trying to rebuild her life, she never expects to cross paths with a brooding athlete whose charm sneaks up on her. When their tempers and chemistry collide, Dion and Sloane discover that love might be the one battle worth fighting for. The premise fits so perfectly with my taste because stubborn characters who fall hard for one another is the best thing in the whole world, especially when it's enemies to lovers. I expect these characters with attitude, flaws, and definitely good backstories that are able to put their odds aside and fall in love. I just know the tension in this book is going to be so high, and I cannot wait to read it. This list would not be complete if I did not have one seasonal read on there. Her Christmas Wish by Eliza Rose is next. Shawnice is determined to avoid any romance this holiday season after a painful breakup, but after the pressure of bringing a date to her family's Christmas party, she is forced to open up just a little bit. As they slowly grow their connection during winter dates, Shawnice must decide whether she's ready to let go of the past and allow Jared into her life, or if heartbreak will keep her from seeing the magic unfolding right in front of her. I 100% expect small town romance, cozy vibes, family traditions that feels like a Hallmark movie, but better. This book will for sure be a mindless read that I can just fly through the pages and the chapters with, and I'm just ready for such a cute love story that has to do with Christmas. I guess I'm really in the mood for love because this second chance romance is going to be pulling at my heartstrings, and that is Back at One by G5. We have Amina, who is now a thriving marketing executive, is keeping her heart guarded after losing the only man that she has ever loved. But Milan has never stopped loving her either, even as life has pulled them apart into complicated paths with parenthood and responsibilities. When he returns to Atlanta for an Art Foundation event, their long-buried past has resurfaced. As old feelings reignite and secrets come to the light, Amani must decide whether she wants to keep the old life that she is safe and secure in, or try to dabble her foot into a love that's unknown. Back at One is a love story about true college sweethearts reunited, the power of forgiveness, and a true love that will always find its way back home. I know the vulnerability of opening up old wounds will be the hardest thing for Amina and Milan to go through, but once they get through to the other side, I just know this love is going to be beautiful. So turning this story from right person, wrong time to happily ever after will make my heart so warm after it gets broken into little pieces. You know I can't end this year without reading something diabolical or unhinged, so I've picked up my most anticipated read of December, and that is Bitter as Fuck by the Tasha Marie. So let me ask you, what happens when your twin sister lives life so perfectly while yours is struggling to even pop off? While everything seems to be going right in her life, you just can't seem to catch a break. So do you sit back and continue to live in the shadow of your sister like an outcast, feel unlucky or overseen? Or do you take matters into your own hands and write out a plot that is in your favor? This is a tale that takes dark and twisted turns once secrets, lies, and betrayal are revealed. Tears will definitely be shed, pain will be felt, and you'll realize that sometimes blood is not thicker than water. I'm definitely drawn to how raw and personal this story feels, and I don't have a twin sister, but I do have siblings, and I could not imagine betraying my blood like that. The writing is sure to be blunt, straight to the point, and unfiltered because this book is only 88 pages. So I'm definitely prepared to be frustrated, mad, or even angry depending on the character's decisions. Those are the 6 books that I want to finish before the end of the year, and I would love to know the books that you want to finish before 2026. If you're curious to know what a full day of reading looks like for me as a stay-at-home mom, make sure to click this video right here and watch it next. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.